This just in. It's that time once again for the wrestling show to take a very cynical look back at representing the WWE. And live from the Smoothie King Center in, New Orleans, Louisiana. It's Monday Night Raw. Air date, January the 22nd, 2024. This episode is the road to the Royal Rumble. That's right. So, let's take it away in...
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us. All the wrestling show. All the wrestling show. All the wrestling show. Baby.
Welcome to the wrestling show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Monday Night Raw. But before we take a deep look into what happened into the episode, just a quick shout out to the non-combatants. That's right, they are the glue that holds the building together, first and foremost. Representing the authority figure, he is the general manager, Adam Pearce. Next, getting all the pre-match interviews and all the backstage scoops, we got ourselves a Jackie Redmond. Next, heading into the ring, which we start off with the officials, the referees, and the team of referees today are the team of Danilo Amphibio, Daphne LeShawn, Eddie Oregno, Rod Zapta, and Sean Bennett. And then letting everybody know who's about to fight and the results of such matches, we have Samantha Irving. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, it's the commentary crew, the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole damn show. They are the team. They are the team of, first, he's got to be a future Hall of Famer. He's that damn good. He's the man with the soothing yet raspy voice. He's, one of the best in the business. And commentating, whatever he does, he's great. I have a personal man crush on him. Not embarrassed to say. It's Wade Barrett. And backing up Wade Barrett, he's a longtime host for over 25 years. It's Michael Cole. Baby. So, now without any further ado, let's get started with the show. And we have, we start with big. We start with some big news, apparently. Now, last week, I believe Seth Rollins had a big fight against Jinder Mahal. So, regardless, Seth Rollins hobbles into the ring there, wearing a knee brace over top of his pants. You know, you gotta let everybody know that he's injured. He's legitimate injured. So he goes to the ring. He acknowledges, he opens up Raw with, welcome to Monday Night Rollins, baby, and acknowledges he's got a leg injury, and it's pretty bad. The MRI results are not good. They're not great, at least. So he's looking at a 3 or 4 month vacation, injury time. So 3 or 4 months. So that ruin his plans to get into the, the WrestleMania. WrestleMania, his dream is going to WrestleMania. He's never done it before. To go to WrestleMania as champion and leaving as champion, because he's never done it before. And it may not happen this year either. May not happen because of his injury to his leg. So anyways, when he's talking such, it's Gunther, and it's the Imperium. It's Gunther with flagging Gunther is Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. And why? Everybody's wondering what Gunther's doing out there and why. And Seth Rollins wondering if he's going to get attacked or not, because it's going to be a 3-on-1. Seth Rollins will get destroyed. And with his leg injury, he'll be out indefinitely. He already is going to be out indefinitely. So Gunther, he wants to voice his opinion, what he believes about Seth Rollins, what he feels about Seth Rollins, and he says nothing bad. Nothing bad at all. He actually, he calls Seth Rollins a lot of things. Most of all, the workhorse. He's a respectful champion that people can be proud of. Just like himself, Gunther. Anyways, but Gunther, he feels sad. He feels sad for Seth Rollins because, he may not make it to WrestleMania. Now, Seth Rollins says, the doctors, I'm paraphrasing, pretty much the doctors be damned, because he'll do whatever it takes to be at WrestleMania, to defend his title. If, of course, he doesn't get, his belt stripped because, he's injured and he can't defend it. But anyways, 3 or 4 weeks, that's not bad. I mean, after all, Roman Reigns, it's months between his title defenses. So come on now, he can do that on his head. So, anyways, they shake of the hands. It's a courtroom, but anyways, Gunther puts Seth Rollins on notice. He says he looks to win the Royal Rumble coming this Saturday. And he will challenge Seth Rollins, and he will put on target. He will target Seth Rollins' knee, and he will target his back, and he will be the world champion. And I think, I think it's time that Gunther, he's one of the greats. He's one of the guys who legitimizes. He makes it legitimate. I'm trying to make a word. I think I'm making up. Anyways, he's a legitimate champion. Legitimatize. That's it. I'm trying to rush the word. It's just plain and simple. Just gotta take your time. Words were kind of spill out. So next time they fight, who knows? If now this whole Royal Rumble is stacked already, and only half of them we already know who half of them are. So it's gonna be great. Will Gunther win it? But we got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Anyways, regardless, so they leave. Gunther leaves the ring, but however, as he's leaving the ring, we got ourselves little hoodlums. Some hoodlums run in there. It's the hoodlums by the name of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They got a grudge against Imperium, so they attack. They run right by Gunther, and they attack Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser. Take him downtown, Charlie Brown. So they fight on, but hey, the first match, it just runs into the first match, and that's exactly why Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci have a match. So this one here is Imperium's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser versus the New Day's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods back together again. Now, a couple of weeks ago, it was Kofi Kingston drop kicking the holy hell out of Giovanni Vinci. And I guess he got some whiplash happening there, and I guess he might have got a mild concussion. He failed a concussion report or whatnot, protocol. So then he was injured for a little bit, but he's back. And they're back together in a tag team match, risking it all again. Now, of course, they have another segment here. Kofi Kingston, I gotta say, the last couple of weeks, he was just phoning it in with just showing up. I'm here, and that's all you need. It's me, Kofi Kingston. I'll just wear my shorts and some boxer briefs in my running shoes, and I'm off ready to go. Put on some knee pads, and I'm ready to fight. This time, no, he went on a little bit further. He actually got some wrestling trunks on. Wrestling capris, and with his sneakers. Regardless, enough with this bitching about wardrobe, whatnot. Let's go on with match. Now, Kofi Kingston repeats the move he did that injured Giovanni Vinci last time. But this time, it didn't whiplash Giovanni's head, and Giovanni didn't land on his head when he landed on the ground. Regardless, the outcome was different this time, and Giovanni was okay. But the match here was about 13 and a half minutes long. It was a barn burner. It was a lot of fun, this match. Now here we go. Now they get out. Now here's the ending of the match here. Now Kofi Kingston, he gets everybody out of the ring there. He gets Ludwig Kaiser outside the ring. And then he goes for a tope suicida between the second and third rope. Takes out Ludwig Kaiser. And then it's Giovanni Vinci. He then backs up his partner. He jumps in the ring there and he flies out there with a drop kick. A sliding drop kick. It hits Kofi Kingston. So now 3 men outside there. Now, not to be outdone, it is Xavier Woods. He follows suit with a massive drop kick a la, Lyra Valkyria. Feet first, catching himself, but he goes through. He drop kicks both of the Imperium outside. So now all 4 of them are outside in the ring. They all go at it. They all fighting. And then the referee calls the match a countout. After 25, as far as I know, it was 25 seconds. About 25 seconds of everybody outside the ring. And that's when he rang the bell. So it was a countout, 25 seconds. So I seen much longer. I seen people outside the ring much longer than that. Like maybe 35 seconds. Sometimes 40 seconds. No one cared. But you know what? I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. 25 seconds, regardless. So the match is a double disqualification. But, however, they're not done with each other. Kofi Kingston fights outside to ring there. With Giovanni. And Ludwig Kaiser is with Xavier Woods. And they start fighting out there. And, and then they all end up outside into the crowd. Where they have the one big spot, a huge spot, where they fight on top of these moving crates. And then it's, that's right, it's a double takedown. It's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods taking down Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Put him through tables. Yeah, it was big. Anyways, moving backstage. We got ourselves the dead mother, Rhea Ripley of the Judgment Day. That's right. Talking to the whole team, making sure that she's the leader of the team. At least she's making sure that they know who's in charge. Who's in charge? Anyway, she's talking about now Damien Priest. He's got a match against Drew McIntyre, and the whole thing is like Rhea Ripley saying, "You don't have to do this. You don't have to, And you don't have to engage Drew McIntyre. It's a fool's errand." But Drew McIntyre's got his pride. He wants. He doesn't want to be told what to do because there's no leaders in Judgment Day, but there is. And she tells off some, JD McDonough, and what's that? With Dominic Mysterio, how they didn't get the job done with DIY. A whole lot happening, And then he demands that Finn Balor joins a match with JD McDonough. So make sure he brings out his aggressive side, his vicious side. Finn Balor joined Dominic Mysterio. Make sure you're vicious this time, not a pansy. So it's going to be some changes with Dominic's game, I suppose, because he's got more help. More help with Dominic Mysterio. Now we go, of course, backstage before the Gorilla, before they go into the ring. It is, we got ourselves Jackie Redmond, and with, Ivy Nile, and Maxine Dupree. And they're talking about her match, Maxine's match, or should I say Ivy Nile's match versus Valhalla. And Maxine says Val is not ready for Ivy Nile. Now Brutus and Julius Creed joined the team, but you know what? They're put down. They're smacked down. Hey, we're here for you. It's like, I don't need you. I don't need you two buffoons. I got my girl here, Maxine Dupree. Didn't say that, but she didn't need the help of the Creed brothers. So they are backstage still. So this match is, of course, Ivy Nile versus, I think, personally, she is the most curvaceous woman in all of Monday Night Raw. She is the sexiest. She is feral as holy hell. She's the feral, sexy Valhalla coming in there with her music, her own music this time. It's been a while since she's had a legitimate one-on-one match. And this is against Ivy Niles. She's called a pit bull of wrestling because she's a force to be reckoned with in fitness, baby. But how about this match? This match was short. Was about the length of average length of about a short commercial break. It was about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's face it, under 3 minutes. So yeah, but there was a lot of At least we got to see some Valhalla in the ring. It's very rare you get to see Valhalla wrestling. So, what happens? A lot of back and forth. Valhalla attacks Ivy Nile outside the ring. They fight outside for a bit, but they take it back inside the ring. Valhalla tries to end it with a massive pop-up headbutt to the head. Now, this is where it gets hilarious. I don't think the referee was in the rehearsal. Maybe they had a different referee. Because I think if the referee just went straight down for a count and not notice, now, what happened? Valhalla was supposed to go to the ropes for some assistance, put her feet on the ropes to help her with the leverage. Referee he just went on the right spot. Referee needed no help to see this was a cheat or a cheat attempt. So referee could have called her right there. Hey, I'm not counting. Your foot's on the rope. But since he was on the wrong spot, so he was not supposed to see it, because what was supposed to happen, I feel, it was Maxine Dupree who was supposed to get the referee's attenzione away from the situation. Or B, perhaps Maxine Dupree just got mixed up. Maybe the referee was not going to, I don't know. I'm not just assuming things now. What could have happened that shouldn't happen. But anyways, Maxine did not get the pin. Maxine gets upset. Actually, it's Valhalla did not get the pin. Valhalla gets upset at Maxine. She's like, I'll get you. So she gets distracted for a little bit. She then they start squabbling inside the ring there, Val and Ivy now. They go to the ropes there. They fight on the corner. And eventually, it's Ivy Nile. She's on the top rope. Valhalla, she's standing on the second rope. And then it's one bulldog later. Wham, pam. Thank you. I think that's the new move of Ivy Nile. It's called the Pit Bull. The Pit Bull. So since they've already named it, I guess that's her new finishing move. So yeah. 1, 2, 3. It is over. Valhalla loses. But she looked good doing it. Now I would like to see a Valhalla match where they stretch it out, maybe a good 5 to 8 minute match, But she loses, and Ivy Nile wins. So yeah, big victory for, I guess, her. Moving on, we go backstage, and it's with Jackie Redmond. She's with Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods on their thoughts now. It was Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods back there with Jey Uso, Mr. Yeet. And I guess Jey Uso, gaslighting them. Not really gaslighting yet, but pump them up. Anyway, so Jackie Redmond comes on there and she wants her opinion on, Imperium. And they talk about, people, make an example of people pushing the New Day, It's to push them too far, Anyways, they not only got a problem with the tag teams, but Kofi Kingston, he challenges Gunther for a match next week. Oh, so it's going to be big. And with that, we go into that very ring. It's with Nia Jax. She's talking, talking about squashing a couple of people, like Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. And then finding out that there's going to be a match at the Royal Rumble between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. If, I guess, but, of course, Nia Jax wants to be the dream killer there for Becky or Rhea. Anyways. So, Becky Lynch comes down to the ring. Whoa. Yes, I'm talking about the very gaunt one, Becky Lynch. Gaunt, I should say. So pronounce that word properly. So she comes down and she calls Nia Jax a dope. You're dope. Dope. Just like that. And she's talked about all the girls in the back. They don't like you. All the girls, they don't like you. You know, you push them down, inflating yourself. You've injured half of them. You've injured a lot of them back there. Anyways, she's got, before she can get on there, we got ourselves Bailey. Bailey. Now, Bailey, wow. She's the most curvaceous woman in SmackDown. The sexiest woman in SmackDown shows up to Raw. And what does she have to say? Now, Bailey was making a statement here. Now, her jacket she had made special. It was the same material that, that wallpapers. What's that? Dominic Mysterio, some of his boots. Some of his boots, the same material that makes his boots. The cow print. The floofy cow print. Anyways, regardless, Bailey looks great. With her, what's that, Lion Tamer Jericho do? The top ponytail. Great stuff. Anyways, she wants to put them both in their place because she's looking to win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania. So anyways, before she can talk any further, she attacks Becky Lynch. She puts her down. And then it gets even further. Nia Jax, she starts beating everybody up, puts Bailey down, throws Becky Lynch out of the ring, showing that who's boss in the old Royal Rumble. And then gives Bailey a massive Hogan leg drop right across that throat of Bailey. So that's tough for Bailey, taking that one for the team. So with that, we go backstage. It's with The Miz trying to give R-Truth some hearty advice about what might happen if he sticks around with the Judgment Day. You know, it's like, you stick around with them, they're gonna turn back on you, you're gonna get your ass whooped. Well, guess what? He got his ass whooped many times by the Judgment Day, and he still thinks he's part of Judgment Day. So, anyways, it's R-Truth. He's quite the personality, you gotta say. You know. He's he thinks he's fighting Miz. He thinks Miz is fighting actually not just Dominic but his brothers. You know, Tom and Mick. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, so R-Truth is living in a delusional world, and Miz, I don't know what he's trying to do, trying to convince R-Truth of, because I guess maybe he wants to see Awesome Truth back together. Maybe not. Who knows? Moving on. We go to our very match. It is the Judgment Days, Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Now, this match was about close to 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes. This was a barn burner, baby. But it was also a lot of fun. The wrestling was pretty good, you know. Dominic Mysterio, man, he's wearing his boots are made, literally, his boots were made from shag carpeting. Shag carpeting this time. They look crazy, you know, they look crazy. So, I mean, this reminds me of like what the Barbarian used to wear, except even more so. More so than the Barbarian. Anyways, so this match here was, like I say, it was about 9.5 minutes. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of wrestling, a lot of good wrestling. Miz and Dominic Mysterio took turns taking advantage, you know. Now, with this match here, Dominic Mysterio has a fellow Judgment Day members of Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And we got a moment where Dominic Mysterio throws out of the ring The Miz and takes the ref's attention away from what's happening outside, where he gets punched in the face by Finn Balor. The more vicious Finn Balor, interferes in a match. And that helped Dominic Mysterio take advantage for a bit with a massive tope suicida between the second and third rope. Big one. Miz doing his vintage Miz. His backbreaker to neck breaker. And then, of course, he got fed up. Miz is getting fed up with the interference of Finn Balor and JD. So then he does a massive dropkick. He dropkicks the holy hell out of Finn Balor. JD gets involved, and he gets hurricaned. That's right, a hurricane. He walks right into it. A hurricane. And then we move on. The massive throws him down there. But however, as the match ends, Dominic Mysterio goes for a 619. Miz catches him. He pushes him away, but however, he ducks his head outside the ropes. He's waiting for something to happen. Dominic Mysterio gets the... actually, he's lying down there. JD McDonough climbs up in the ropes there, gets the ref's attention while that's happening. Miz sticks his head out the ring like, hey, what's going on? I wonder what's going on out here. And then, of course, he gets kicked to the side of the head by Finn Balor, the more vicious Finn Balor. And then Dominic Mysterio, he finishes off the 619, how it's done properly. 619! But it shouldn't hurt too much because so much carpeting, fluff carpeting hits you in the face. It's a blow. It softens the blow. So much pillowing. Anyway, so he gets kicked in the face. Dominic Mysterio goes to the top rope with the 5-star frog splash. Ends it. Miz loses. So uno, dos, tres. You lose, says. After the match, we got to show a more stronger, a more vicious Finn Balor comes in and starts attacking the holy hell out of Miz some more. But however, we got ourselves DIY. Yes, that's right. It's what's that? Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They run to the ring there. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa runs down the ring and help out the friend, and they clean out the ring. So I say this could be career suicide to team up with The Miz, because your career is pretty much he's such an energy suck to other people. Once they leave The Miz, they just fall away. They fall away somewhere. Happens so many times. Alex Riley, and of course I call him the Spirit Squad 2.0 is DIY, aka Spirit Squad 2.0. So this would be another day. So yeah, DIY Miz versus Judgment Day. Another time coming. Maybe for, I don't know. Moving on. Yep, Miz takes over. They all beat up the, Anyway, so here we go. We go backstage, and it's with a Mr. Jack Redmond with Damian Priest. Talks about it's a post-match interview against Drew McIntyre, and before our Damian Priest can talk about what he's got plans on doing to Drew McIntyre, it is Mr. R-Truth, Mr. Delusional himself comes in there with a fistful of cash, like a big wad of money, talking about how he sold a lot of Tom and Nick shirts. That's right. If someone comes like, hey, would you like to buy Tom and Nick shirt? Everybody would say, who the hell's Tom and Nick, you idiot? Get out of my face. But however, he got a lot of people say thousands of dollars. So he must have sold like thousands of Tom and Nick shirts. Anyway, so he wants to give the money to Damian Priest, and he's like, this is not the time. Hey, this is not the time. Anyways, with that said, we go backstage again with Bronson Reed. He's a problem with Jey Uso. Because they both of them are looking for individual gold. So next week is a challenge. He wants to make an example of Jey Uso, and he wants to do that next week. Moving on, we go backstage before our match. And it's Team Alpha, the Alpha Academy. Otis, Chad Gabler, Ryan the Tabla, Maxine Dupree, and Tozawa. And it's, I guess Chad Gable getting ready for his match by suplexing, at least lifting Otis off the ground, like, German style suplex. And then we have, Tozawa. He's basically dry humping Otis from the back. It's like, that is so weird. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're supposed to suplex him, not dry hump Otis in the buttocks, you son of a gun. You son of a gun. So that's what it looked like anyways. So then we go next with their big match. It is representing the Viking Raiders and only him. It is Ivar versus representing the Alpha Academy. It's Chad Gable. So this was huge. This was the match of the night. This was great. This was about 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Chad Gable starts off the match fast with a spinning heel kick with a, does a front bump and with a heel kick. It was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Ivar turns things around. Chad Gable hits those ropes and he runs back and he gets caught with a spinning, you call it a inside out slam or tornado slam, inside out slam. Big move. This match was great. Chad Gable goes to the top rope. Now this was a lot of back and forth. Chad Gable goes to the top rope with a flying headbutt. No, these are just nice moments of the match. Now they fight outside for a bit there. Chad Gable's put down, and then it's Ivar off the ring apron to the outside of the ring with a massive splash from hell. That should have ended it, but this match shows a lot about Chad Gable and his resilience in the ring there. He's able to take a beating and keep on ticking. Now they go to the top rope there. And it's Ivar gets superplexed right off the top rope. I'm like, wow, that is huge. There's some big ass moves in this match. This was a great match. This could have easily been a main event match. Easily. And now they go to the match outside here. Now apparently it's supposed to spotlight supposed to be was the old kick or chop the old ring post to injure yourself to get the other person give the advantage. Now it was Ivar supposed to spin kick the holy hell out of Chad Gable, him moving, but of course Ivar misses Chad Gable and the ring post, but he sold it a little bit. He nicked it, sort of, kind of nicked his foot against the ring post, I think. But anyways, they fight on. Otis bears through that pain, and goes on. Otis with a massive powerbomb on Chad Gable. Chad Gable kicks out of that bad boy. Chase out of it, and then next thing you know it, Otis is on a second, or it's not Otis, but it's Ivar on a second rope with a huge ass leg drop. It should end any match. A leg drop off the second rope. Yeah, that's a finisher. And with Ivar doing that, it's a double finisher. But Chad Gable kicks out of that move. Chad Gable ends up getting the ankle lock on Ivar not once, but 2 times. Ivar gets out of it 2 times. But it did some pretty good damage on Ivar. Now, Ivar, he tries to finish it with a massive doom salt. He misses the doom salt. Chad Gable moves. He was just too much energy left. That's when Chad Gable turns it around for a little bit more. And then with the massive, he sets up with a massive throw, massive belly to back German suplex non-release. Picks up, Ivar and throws him down. It was impressive, I gotta say. But to top that off, apparently. They fight on, and Ivar, Chad Gable's on the top rope there. Ivar is trying to get him off there, so they're fighting on the ropes. Ivar ends up being on the second rope, facing the crowd. Chad Gable gets back his back, and then with a massive German suplexes Ivar off the second rope. Huge. It was huge. And then Chad Gable goes to the top rope again to finish off Ivar. But however, coming to the rescue, it's the most curvaceous. I call her the most sexiest woman of Monday Night Raw. It's the super feral. That's right. Valhalla comes to the ring there and gets right in the face of Chad Gable, who then gets hypnotized by the feral one, Valhalla. He doesn't know what to do. Whoa! Whoasies! So he's shocked beyond belief. And then it's Ivar gets up, picks up Chad Gable and does like an inverted slam. Slams Chad Gable on his face, and it was pretty bad, pretty nasty. After that, it's Ivar to the top rope with one another doom salt, squashing the holy hell out of Chad Gable. 1, 2, 3, it's over! Valhalla celebrates with Ivar with the big victory. So, you know what? The Viking Raiders go off today with 1-1. 1 win, 1 loss. But that's all right. That's all right. So next up, we got something huge.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Cody Rhodes.
Rumbling in my bowels, and I think I'm gonna blow. There's a bathroom stall, I'm finally here. The toilet's there, I'm about to blow. I ate 5 tacos before the show. Shut the door and I sit down on the throne. Oh, whoa, I was never party trained when I was younger. My father was never there. I did a poo today, don't have to do lingerie. I told my mother, and if he's here today, I would proudly say, I would have told my father, I'm a big boy now. Don't need no diapers now. Don't need to buy any more Depend. I got my freedom.
So yes, Cody Rhodes gets to the ring there. So taking his time there. But as soon as Cody Rhodes gets in the ring and before he can say anything, so not even that, we got ourselves
I made a pie, it's blueberry, 'cause that's my only specialty.
right, CM Punk.
I use some nutmeg, I use chia seeds, I use some ingredients you can't see, oh, 'cause that's my only specialty. Not apple crumble or strawberry, I have only one specialty, only one specialty, only one specialty. I love pies and I don't know why. If my oven breaks, then my pastries die. That is why I make more pies. It's for me under a maple tree.
So, my goodness, 2 great songs in a row. Oh, what a lucky time for being a wrestling fan. But however, is it really a lucky time for being these 2 wrestlers? Longtime friends, going to the ring there. So much has happened in this one here. First, it's CM Punk. He talks about the beginnings, the beginnings of Cody Rhodes, his wrestling career. How his dad told him, to put for CM Punk to keep his eye on him, to watch him when he as he grows in Ohio Valley Wrestling apparently. So apparently Cody Rhodes, he was watched by CM Punk, and CM Punk watched Cody grow from a noob to a main event superstar, apparently. And Cody says, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. So he's proud of Cody Rhodes. But however, she's wondering about the Sunday. What about after the Royal Rumble? Because, we might be friends, but at Royal Rumble, it's all about CM Punk. So will he take this thing personally, or is it just business? Business! So anyways, so basically Cody Rhodes starts talking about, are you talking to me, or are you talking, are you thinking, you're talking to me while you're thinking of him. And when he says him, it's Dusty Rhodes. He's like, that's what everybody does. They look at me, but they're really looking at thinking of him. So Dusty, of course, Cody Rhodes, he wants to be his old man. And this would mean that if you're in my way, you just, regardless. Punk, he's been a friend, a peer to a friend, but basically he's going to have to go through CM Punk. But Punk wants to know if you're going to take it personally or not. But they start kissing ass for a little bit there, and then they talk about they had 2 different goals, and how CM Punk says, your dad might have been a plumber, but but when he comes down to it, my daddy was an electrician, so I'm more of the American dream than you are. Boo-hoo! And then, of course, Cody Rhodes says, so, what do you want to talk about? And he wants to talk about the pipe bomb. And CM Punk gets ready, throws off the thing, gets rid of this WWE logo off the microphone. And he's talked about how the pipe bomb, thought it was going to be a big fight. Pipe bomb, basically the pipe bomb, it was a good thing. Nothing but respect. The pipe bomb inspired so many people, including himself. You know, he talks about, he rattles off the formula to a revolution. But here's the problem. After he talked the good talk, he straight up left. Not just left, but he really left and torched the whole place down, burned bridges and whatnot. Anyways, the torch, you didn't just drop the torch. You didn't, a lot of people hand down the torch, but he just dropped the torch. Cody Rhodes was there to pick it up, apparently. Pick it up to drop it to something else, to leave too. So Cody Rhodes also left to start a new company, All Elite Wrestling. So yeah, for saying you talk a good talk now, Cody Rhodes never talked a good talk before he left for greener pastures, or at least what he thought was greener pastures. When there wasn't any greener pastures, he made greener pastures himself. All Elite. So anyways, that's much nonsense. So yeah, it all comes down to the Royal Rumble, where the who's going to win. They're both involved with that, and the winner of the Royal Rumble will get a #1 contendership spot. The only question is, who will they fight? If either one of them do fight, because there's a lot of people who are in this Royal Rumble. So moving on next. We got ourselves a tag team match. It is Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This was about 6.5 minutes. Pretty respectable, I suppose. But here we go. The problem is this. Was it really a wrestling match? It seemed like it seemed like they're just going through some wrestling. They're doing wrestling moves. They're going through the motion of a wrestling match. It may seem like a wrestling match, but it's not a wrestling match. They're just doing wrestling moves during this thing. So it's like the blurred line between reality and fantasy. There's nothing there. This was like, yep, this is happening. They're doing wrestling moves, and that's about it. It was sad. It was not that good. But while we're watching this match here, is Katana Chance and Kaden Carter to the ringside. They could give the mics, but they had nothing to say. Too busy party. So anyways, they are at Monday Night Raw, which is a rare thing. Anyway, so he's rarely at Raw. Anyway, so moving on. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell have a nice, team-up move. It's like the Undertaker style. Candice LeRae walks the ropes with the help of Indy Hartwell. And then she, with a massive, swanton, jumps off. Actually, it's a hurricanrana. She takes, Zoe Stark, and flings her right onto, Shayna Baszler. Pretty big move. While watching this whole thing down, it is, of course, the great one, Chelsea Green, with Piper Niven checking out the Accione, trying to jump in there. Maybe they can be a two-time champion. But yeah, it's good to see them still together. Piper Niven, her whole style, her style has changed for the better with Chelsea Green, a great role model, I would say. Anyways, we go to the match here. The end sequence here. We got both Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark in the ring. Zoe Stark taking a lung blower by Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae landing on top of Shayna Baszler. So a 2-for-1, so to speak. Zoe Stark gets knocked back. And then it's a pin attempt. Candice LeRae tries to pin Shayna Baszler. Zoe Stark breaks up the pin. Indy Hartwell tries to help out, do the best she can, but she can't do enough. She gets not just thrown out the ring, but she gets super kicked right out of that damn ring, out of the match. Now here's where it gets confusing. Now it's Shayna Baszler. She gets a rear naked choke onto Candice LeRae. She backs into her own corner, and she gets the blind tag by Zoe Stark, tags herself in. And then, now this is where it gets to, it's just going through the motion. Where they then, Shayna walks Candice LeRae to her corner, and then she sits down for the Carafuna clutch. But since it's such a, motion, it was automatically, there's no real sit down with the clutch and then try to break out of it. So she sits down with a careful and clutch, tries to, but it's Candice LeRae rolls out, tries to get the pin, but it's the wrong person. The referee won't count it. Then right after that, it's Zoe Stark picks up Candice LeRae from the pinning position and then throws her up into the Z360. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It is over. Indy Hartwell, what is she doing? Candice LeRae taking a big loss with the team. They leave, however. We got ourselves a little bit of showboating. It's Katana Chance and Kaden Carter going to the ring there saying, you know who champ is? We is the champs. Gets in the ring there. And then they get blindsided by the SmackDown's Damage Control. That's right. It's Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. They take to put the beat down onto the Team Casey, you know. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They both get beaten down there, and with them, it's Dakota Kai, you know, the translator of the team. So they're going to have a big match, you know, apparently. This Friday on SmackDown, they're going to have the official tag team championship match before the big old event of the Royal Rumble, which is happening on Saturday. Anyways, we go backstage there. It's with Jackie Redmond with the pre-match interview with Drew McIntyre. It's like, do you have any opinions on the Cody and CM Punk thing, what just happened out there? And he does not care. I don't care about them two. What I did, I've already said to their faces. Stuff like that. You know, and it basically comes down to, I'm just sick of hearing negative spin on all my accomplishments. So it's basically Damian Priest. He's going to be, Damian Priest is just not mentally or physically tough enough to be the champion. So this is what he said pre-match. Like, oh, those are fighting words. I guess you got to put those words to actione. Actione. So with that said, we go into the ring with their last match of the night. It is representing Judgment Day is Damian Priest and no one at his side. Nobody. No Judgment Day is at his side. Can you believe it? Nobody. So you know something's going to be weird. Versus, of course, Drew McIntyre. Now, this was about a little under 10 minutes, you know. So they fight on. They fight outside a couple of times. It's crazy. Drew McIntyre with a massive overhead throw onto Damian Priest outside the ring there. And thank goodness for those the new high-tech foam paddings on the ground, about 4 or 5 inches. Really good stuff. Spots like this are possible because of that. Anyways, they fight on. They fight in the ring there. They take the fight outside the ring. And they fight for close to... now, when they're fighting outside the ring, they go on a commercial break. And when they went on a commercial break, they were about 35 seconds outside the ring. The referee stopped the match at 25 seconds. That the other match, you know. The tag team match that started the show. Imperium, New Day. But no, they didn't do that this time. It's ridiculous. So anyways, match carries on regardless. You know. Well, when they're outside, it's the, what's that? The Broken Arrow. He gets, Drew McIntyre gets thrown onto the table with the Broken Arrow. Anyways, that's, when they get back, they start fighting some more. They start fighting, it's pretty evenly matched. They both, evenly thoughts, so they both eventually found themselves kicking with a big boot to each other. They each gave each other a big kick to the face, knocked them both down. A mutual kicking. Now, earlier on, Drew McIntyre did try to get the Claymore kick on Damian Priest, but he did knock that away, cleared it away. Oh, not today! Not today! Damian Priest, now, this is a classic Damian Priest move. He hasn't done it in a while. It's very dangerous. It's a Damian Priest tope suicida. He runs at you. He springboards off the second rope, bounces over the top rope. It's a very odd angle, very dangerous. But I guess Drew McIntyre is big enough to catch him. But it could have been really bad. Could have been really bad. But it ended up safely. Damian Priest landed and hits Drew McIntyre. Everybody's like, oh no, oh. Then here's where things get crazy. Things get really crazy. It is the, the comic relief. R-Truth. He comes ringside there, bearing gifts, big wads of cash for Damian Priest. Damian's not having any of it. He pushes R-Truth away. Get away from me, you idiot! You buffoon! And R-Truth's like, maybe don't worry about it. I'll give it to you. I'll put it in your briefcase. So the match carries on. Drew McIntyre turns things around. With massive kick to the stomach of, Damien Priest. Hits him with a future shock DDT, baby. Setting him up for the massive Claymore. And that's when, R-Truth, now instead of distracting Damien Priest, he's now distracting Drew McIntyre. He goes in the ring there, like he pops out the ring apron, and he's asking for the code for the briefcase. Where's the code? And Drew McIntyre's like, what are you doing? Instead of finishing off his match, ignoring the comic relief, he decides to punch the comic relief in the face. R-Truth falls in the ring there. All the money gets scattered inside the ring. Big mess. Drew McIntyre decides to finish off the match, but however, he gets caught with the South of Heaven chokeslam. He gets put down. However, this is where it gets more hilarious. This when the comic relief puts it on the third gear. And when the referee should be counting 1, 2, 3, he's too busy arguing with R-Truth. And Damien Priest, I've had it with R-Truth. Damn you. So yeah. So he's done with the R-Truth. So he gets R-Truth up and he throws him outside the ring. Out you go. So he flies outside the ring there. And then it's what's that? Next thing you know it, he turns around and finds himself face to face with a massive Claymore kick to the face. It was insane. And losing the match, it's Damien Priest. So moving on. So R-Truth gets in away with everybody, which is hilarious. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it totally did. So yeah. And so that ends the day. Drew McIntyre gets a big victory on Damien Priest, and thanks to R-Truth. So yeah, something's going to happen for sure. But anyways, that wraps it up for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. For our podcast listeners, stay tuned, for we'll be right back with some NXT right after the short break. However, for our Facebook friend, thank you for sticking around. But we'll be right back with a whole new episode right next week. I've been your host, Lip Hazlewood, saying see you next time.